Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to another Black Desert video. So for today we're going to be talking about the progression pass. Now these was added with the intention of helping out newer players to adjust to the achievements in BDO, and this is a good thing to give you kind of like a clarity of what you can do in order to progress in the game. In order to access it, you could just go to the top right part of your screen and you would see this arrow that has the black spirit symbol, and when you highlight it you would see that it's a progression pass. Click on that one and it would open up this window. You would see that there are 7 categories. One is the quest adventure log, the next is PvE, gathering, farming and cooking, hunting, butchering, training, and game tips. So in order for you to identify which ones you've completed, and the instructions are pretty clear on here, is you have just to click on the ones that have a golden border and the golden gift, and you just click on the receive rewards. Now you would see that as you complete, you would have objective complete increments reward. So for this one example, at 5 you would be getting the Compacho organic feeds, and then at 25 completed you would get 100 Kafra Stones. And the bonuses for these ones varies for each of the categories mentioned before. And the good thing about this one is as you accumulate more of these ones, you would get the bigger rewards at the bottom of your screen. So that's basically it, but now let's go over if it's really worth it to do so or devote time on completing this one, and let's go over my favorite rewards. The first one is the Kafra Stones. This is 100, and it's either you sell them or use them for an upgrade for one of your pen gears. Now that we are getting the pen gears much easier in a way, then Kafra Stones will kick in, and including the ones that you get from these quests, then it would definitely add up and you would increase your DP or AP, whatever you put your Kafras in, and this would really help. For PvE, I kind of find this a little bit underwhelming, and the main reason is that it does make you go from place to place, and there is one where you have to get the black shard and the red shard, which is RNG. And my problem though with this one is actually at the 20th completion, and it just gives you 1 Supreme Old Moon Scroll. They could have given us like 3 to 5 for newer players, so they could use that for pot grinding, or they could have made this into beginner crystals such as, you know, the Kidix, or like kind of like the rebellious ones that they could equip with their weapons to help them out more in PvE. For the gathering, I give it a passing score just because of the life skill mastery increase scroll, which is very good for newer players, and also the free Manos tool. Now these are very simple to do in a way compared to the PvE ones before, so this is really a good introduction for newer players for life skilling. For farming and cooking, I'm gonna give this a passing score, mainly because of the Supreme Cooking Utensil and also the Sturdy Alchemy Stone of Life, which is the refillable version of the Life Stone. And the good thing about this one, it opens up the potential for other players to enhance their own Alchemy Stone. And the last one about this one is also the Life Skill Mastery Scroll, which is my favorite scrolls in the game, and also the Sealed Book of Life, which is like a 24-hour buff. So if you're processing or if you're doing like long time cooking, then this is a good way to increase your levels for your masteries. For the hunting and butchering, I kind of give this one an A+ in a way because of the Breath of Narcion. Now the good thing about this one is that you need 5 of these ones to create a master matchlock, and reducing 2 will give you a little bit more easier time, because for me personally it took me about 2 weeks to get all of my breaths, and some of my friends were stuck with 3 to 4, so this is kind of like a completion for them, and they do have to get certain levels of matchlocks in order to kill some of these monsters. But the good thing about this one is that it's very easy to do if you follow the quest from Chuck Lorre's The Hunter quest. For the training, I had low expectations from this one, mainly because, for example, the skill trainings and the skill change coupons are in the Pearl shop, and training horses are kind of like Pearl intensive in a way. So if you would want to go over these ones, these are fairly easy to get, and this Rare Courser training box ×2 will at least give you 1 attempt for a dream horse. So for the game tips, you know, like just a recap, like all of these ones are just a guide for newer players and beginners to kind of like have a layout of BDO, but I would have preferred for them to at least have given 2 Layla's Petal for each completion, as that is a guaranteed fairy roll. Now, the thing I love about this one is it gives you all of the basics for the newer players, such as setting your hotkeys, editing your UI, and then also the adventure journals exposure, which would really help them out getting their additional stats. So this one, I will give it, you know, an A+, just for, you know, the structure that they put in over here. I really love it. And also the ones that they've put in over here that, you know, you could link to any of these items without, you know, actually losing. So when you X out of this one, then it would bring you back to the progress pass. And lastly is the completion rate bonuses. That is the total number of accomplishments or objectives completed with the 7 categories. One thing I love about this one is, of course, the gold bars you get at 10, at 50, and at 140, which is equivalent to 1 billion. And then also the fail stacks that you get at 60, you get the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then the 80 and the 100. You could use it for your accessories or for your gear, or, you know, whatever you would like to enhance. And then the only odd thing about this one for me, honestly, is that, you know, they have this Supreme Old Moon box again, which I kind of say, like, you know, they could have replaced this one for more Shakatu seals, honestly, or kind of like an outfit box for newer players that doesn't have a costume yet. I would say, like, you know, for veterans, like, this is very good. Like, they can use it for treasure grinding, but for newer players, they, like, you know, I would prefer them to get, you know, that excitement by getting a free costume. So that's basically my take on the whole thing. And I hope that this has helped newer players understand, you know, kind of like the gist of the whole thing. And I know personally, you know, I've nitpicked on some of these ones, and I'm sorry for that. But I just really want to kind of like give newer players more motivation by, you know, those kind of rewards. And I hope that, you know, BDO does gives out more rewards for newer players like this one, and kind of like refresh this from time to time, and not just, you know, one and done on this one in the future, so that newer players would be, you know, enticed to stay in the game. And new player retention is always a key to an MMO success. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And if you found this, you know, guide like helpful or entertaining, I hope that you do consider subscribing and supporting the growth of the channel. And I will see you guys on the next video.